Welcome back to your KGFW Rewind. I'm Kyle LaBoria. First half ended on a positive note for the Kearney High Bearcats. They would take the 13-3 lead into the locker room, and it seemed like momentum was on their side. One of the things they've done so well over the entire course of the season was make adjustments at halftime. We've seen a lot of blowouts, but they've done a good job keeping on the pressure after the first half is over. Come the second half. Now, if you remember, Omaha Westside won the coin toss. They defer their choice to the second half. That means they would start the ball in the second half, and Omaha Westside was determined to make their presence known. A 9-play drive that would put Westside back on the board, capped off like this.
Two receivers to the far side on the left, one along the hash on the right side, faking the handoff. Plotz rolling to his right, wants to get it into the end zone to Swiger, and did Swigert come up with it? He did. It'll be a touchdown for Omaha Westside. Getting the ball, Caleb Schweigert, his 10th touchdown reception of the year. And Omaha Westside has drawn within 4 points. On for the PAT will be Peter Navoa.
Omaha Westside scoring to start off the second half. They would pull 13-10. They changed up their offensive scheme. Kearney was completely fooled coming out of the first half locker room. Omaha Westside doing a good job making some adjustments. On the ensuing kickoff, Omaha Westside wanted to keep their momentum going, and it looks like they would.
So Omaha Westside will begin the second half with a 9-play drive that ends with a touchdown pass from Dylan Plotz to Caleb Schweigert. And it's now 13-10. Back to take the kick for the Bearcats. And again, Westside has tried to avoid the fellas that are deep for Kearney High, Isaiah Stahlberg and Miko Maisner. Maisner does have one kickoff return for a touchdown this year. And this is another little pooch kick now to the right side. And that is going to be bobbled, and I think Westside has come up with it. A Bearcat tried to haul it in and could not. And Westside recovers the football and will take over in great field position at the Bearcat 36-yard line. Ouch.
So Omaha Westside would recover the kickoff, and that would give them great field position to start the second drive in the second half. They would start it at Kearney High's 36-yard line. Well, one person can only imagine what head coach Brandon Kuhl said to his defense as they trotted out once again. But I'd like to think it was something along the lines with get it together. And that's exactly what they did. They would stuff Omaha Westside on that possession big time, and it would lead to a turnover on downs. Kearney would take their first possession of the second half, and they would stall. They'd go 3 and out. It looked like Omaha Westside really was going to get some of this momentum going in their favor. Punt away from Cannon Coster would give Omaha Westside the ball in their own 37. Too quick first downs, and they were already right at about midfield. And that's when the Kearney High defense stepped up.
One receiver left, 3 to the right. Plotz looking to his left, looking for Schweigert, and he is not going to have enough. The football popped out, and Bearcats will have it. It won't matter. It was 4th down, and Kearney High will get the football now thanks to that fumble with even better field position. Well, no, I take that back. They would have had it at the 48-yard or the 38-yard line. Instead, they'll begin this drive 1st and 10 at their own 35. But once again, the Kearney High defense, second time tonight, they've come up big on a 4th down play.
Here's an interesting stat for you Bearcat fans. Coming into last night's game, the Kearney High defense was only allowing a 15% conversion rate on 4th downs. 15%. And after all the failed 4th downs coming out of last night's game, you got to know that that figure is going to look a lot better. Kearney High taking over with the ball on their own 35-yard line and using that fumble to generate some momentum of their own. Well, when you've got momentum on your side, you give it to Miko Maisner.
Football spotted on the far hash. 2 receivers to the near side on the left. Now Stahlberg goes in motion. Handed off to Miko Maisner, gets through the line, and he's going all the way. The 30, the 20, the 10, 5. Super sophomore Miko Maisner, his second rushing touchdown of the night. This one, a 57-yarder, and the Bearcats put it on Omaha Westside with a play right up the middle.
A 57-yard touchdown run by big play man Miko Maisner. And honestly, that play was designed just to get 2 or 3 yards. But when Maisner made it through the front line, he saw nothing but green and literally just ran with it. That would make the score 20-10 in favor of the Bearcats after the good point after attempt by Gabe Hines. Omaha Westside would go 3 and out, would be forced to punt on their next possession, giving Kearney High Bearcats with 3:38 left to go in the third quarter the ball at their own 41-yard line. Well, it was time to run down some clock, which means it is a healthy dose of both Matt Stute and Cannon Coster. A 9-play drive would be capped off like this for the Bearcats.
And it is going to be about 3rd and let's call it 4 for the Bearcats. Bearcats leading 20-10. Kearney High football on your own for the Bearcats. KGFW Kearney, online at kgfw.com. I formation again. They send Stalbert in motion to the left side. Now goes back to the right. Handed off to Stute, taking it around the right side. He's going to get to the edge. He's going to get to the end zone for a second time tonight. Matt Stute, an 8-yard touchdown run, and the Bearcats begin to pull away in their quest for the ultimate, and I do mean ultimate, inanimate object. Yay! The Class A championship trophy.
27-10 is your score after Matt Stute gets an 8-yard touchdown run, and the PA attempt after the play by Gabe Hines was good. In case you're wondering, we had a gaggle of people in the press box with us, and David said the word inanimate like 17 times during the night, so we decided to throw a little bit of Pee-wee's Playhouse in there for you. Omaha Westside would get the ball, and they would have a great return. They would start the ball at their own 40-yard line after that kickoff attempt. Well, they'd go 3 and out. They'd be forced to punt it away, giving the ball back to Kearney High Bearcats with 10:24 left to go in the game. The Bearcats would take a couple silly penalties, and they would be forced to punt the ball away. Omaha Westside would have the ball with plenty of time. 8 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. I talked about it a little earlier in this broadcast. They scored 2 times in the span of 21 seconds to come from behind against Lincoln Pius the week previous. Did they have it in them this week as well? Well, the Kearney High Bearcat defense is not Lincoln Pius 10th's defense. They're much, much better. Matt Stute proves it on plays like this.
2 receivers right, 3 left. Plotz again in the shotgun for this 4th and 14. Plotz under pressure. Miko Maisner coming from the edge. Now Plotz steps in front, and that one is going to be picked off. It was intended for Coles. Matt Stute with his 3rd interception of the season. And Kearney High's defense once again proves that they are tops in Class A this season.
See? What did I tell you just a few moments ago? Even Dave agrees with me. That pick would preserve the 27-10 lead for the Kearney High Bearcats. They take over at their own 25-yard line. They would go 3 and out as they would just give a healthy run game, trying to eat some time off the clock. The Bearcats would be forced to punt it away, but it would be a beauty of a punt from Cannon Coster. We talk about flipping the field. He did it. He would punt from his own, roughly 20-yard line or so, would trap Omaha on their own 33-yard line. A big punt by Coster. With 4:15 left to go in the fourth quarter, Omaha Westside still has that electric offense, and they still can score at will, or so it seemed before they come up against this Kearney High Bearcat defense. Now, one of the things that happens when you come up against a Bearcat defense is you start making silly mistakes, and that is what Omaha Westside did right here.
I see Coles is one of the men in the slot, along with Stegman and Packett on the left side. Plotz under pressure, running for his life, escapes the tackler, and now that should be intentional grounding. I think that's what the flag is. He was being run down by Kowalski and Novacek and Atkinson. And as he's going down, he just threw it into the ground. It will be intentional grounding. And that's not only a penalty, but it's a loss of down.
The Kearney High defense forcing an intentional grounding on 3rd down. Yes, it is a loss of down with that penalty, but it's also a spot foul for those of you who are keeping track out there. That would leave Omaha Westside in pretty dire straits. How does a 4th and 38 sound to you? But it's 4th down territory. You're down 27-10. Still a little bit of hope there with just about 3 minutes left to go on the clock. And that's when the Kearney High Bearcat defense really shuts down this game.
But unfortunately for Plotz, he has not received a lot of help from his defense, and they have shot themselves in the foot at times. 2 receivers right, 3 left. It comes down to this, 4th and 38 at their own 27. Plotz again, wants to throw. This time has time, waving his left hand, moving his receivers around, now running for his life, and he's going to be sacked by Miko Maisner and Tyler Atchison. And the Bearcats will take over at the, 12-yard line? So Kearney High's defense, we've talked about it all year, how they are the toughest in Class A. Coming into tonight, giving up only 7.2 points a game. Tonight, they have stopped Omaha Westside on 3 fourth-down conversions and turn away Westside. It is 1st and 10 Bearcats at the Westside 12 with 2:45 to go.
The old adage, defense wins championships, and that's what Kearney High is banking its entire season on, their defense. That sack coming on 4th and 38, it would be a 15-yard sack, would give the Kearney High Bearcats the ball on the Omaha Westside 12-yard line with not too much time left to go on the clock. Well, if you're going to give the Bearcats the ball on the 12-yard line, they're going to want to run out the clock, but you can't stop them from scoring when it's that close. Matt Studi for the 3rd time of the night.
Double tight ends, I formation. The handoff is to Matt Studi, and he is going to pick up his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game, this time from 3 yards out. And that is the exclamation point that will give the Kearney High Bearcats. Oh, do we have a penalty flag? Hold on a second here. We do have a penalty.
It's going to go against Omaha.
It is. So
Gee, I wonder if they're going to decline.
So it looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct, and Studi will get the 3-yard touchdown run, his 3rd touchdown of the day. 15 now on the season for the senior, 5'10", 180-pounder. And Kearney High will send Gabe Hines on for the PAT.
That would give the Bearcats the 33-10 lead with under 2 minutes to play in the game. And it was pretty much all she wrote for the Omaha Westside Warriors after that. They would take the ball downfield quickly on their next possession. Omaha Westside would end up scoring a touchdown. Wouldn't make much of a difference in this one as your final score comes to 33-17. With that win, that means Kearney High advances to the semifinals. Well, let's take a look at who they are going to play. They're in the top bracket. The other game in that half of the bracket, Creighton Prep taking on Bellevue West last night as well. And Creighton Prep takes the victory 25-16. So your next game for the Kearney High Bearcats will come on this Friday, November 10th, here at home as they take on Creighton Prep Junior Jays. Now, they've beaten Creighton Prep once already this season, and if you have been following social media at all, the whole hashtag #TillTheField, that's thanks to Creighton Prep. One of the parents of one of the Creighton Prep students was upset that Kearney is the #1 seed, saying those farmers need to be out tilling the field and not playing football. Well, that's chalkboard material to me. So Creighton Prep is going to face a very, very pumped up Kearney Bearcat team this upcoming Friday. Let's run over a couple of the stats for you before we let you go. Matt Studi on the night, 23 carries, 114 yards, 3 touchdown carries. Miko Maisner, 13 carries, give him 177 yards with 2 touchdown carries, 2 long touchdown carries, a 72-yarder and a 57-yarder. Cannon Coster, his first game back from injury, 17 carries for 58 yards. He also would go 4 for 9 in the air with just 43 yards. As a team, the Kearney High Bearcats rushed for 349 yards. A total from the line of scrimmage, 392 yards. We'll see you on Friday as the Kearney High Bearcats welcome in the Creighton Prep Junior Jays. Coming up next, Radio Real Estate. Thanks for listening to the Kearney High Rewind right here on KGFW, home of the Bearcats. The Bearcats. the Bearcats.